Hey, what's going on, guys? Brandon here with Texas Plinking, and I'm shooting this video in a slightly different format than usual. I'm going to be doing the talking portion real briefly inside my house because, well, I already shot the shooting portion of this review on this rifle that we're about to get into. But it actually did much better than I expected, not because of the rifle itself, but because of the conditions. It was a steady 25 to 30 mile an hour winds with gusts up to a little over 40 miles an hour. And the Weather Channel called for none of that. So showed up there with a surprise, thinking I wasn't going to be able to shoot at all. And to my surprise, the rifle actually did pretty good, but there's no chance I was going to be out there and talking and trying to give you guys the specs of the rifle. Not a chance in the world. So that being said, I'm going to do this talking portion fairly briefly just to go over all the bulletin points and everything to know about this rifle, and then we're going to go into the shooting and wrap it up that way. But what we have here is a pretty cool rifle. It's attractive not just aesthetically, but in how it performs, as we'll get into. But it's the Sig Sauer Cross Sawtooth, and this one's an 18-inch 6.5 Creedmoor, which has been out before, but the Sawtooth has a couple really cool features above that. So it's a pretty premium rifle with a lot of really cool selling points to it. So let's go ahead and get into it. The Sawtooths are definitely known for this guy right here. This is a Proof Research carbon fiber barrel. The 6.5 Creedmoor version's offered in 18 inches and 24 inches. This one here being the 18-inch model. That carbon barrel kind of tells you the mission of this rifle in that it's meant to be very capable, certainly, but definitely lightweight, and it is. A lot of that goes down to the handguard as well. It was shortened up. And with that said, there's no pick rails. I added one on the bottom here just to put my bipod a little bit further forward. But it does have this little section right here of Arca Swiss. So for a tripod or an Arca Swiss adapter on a bipod, it'll be a little bit of a shorter, footprint. But still, nonetheless, that integration, while staying lightweight, pretty darn cool. Drop of the mag, make sure it's empty. I can show you guys that it does have a two-stage trigger, and it is adjustable between 2.5 and 4 pounds. We'll put it on fire with the ambi selector, similar to the placement of an AR-15. And yeah, that two-stage, first stage, very nice and light. This is from the factory. I have not adjusted it. Brake itself, super clean, no creep, nothing like that. As far as mags, comes with a 5-round polymer mag from Magpul, AICS style though. It's got a rail already mounted up on the top of it with 20 MOA of pre-cant, and the crosses are very nice for their folding stock as well. Very minimalistic design and everything, but being able to stow it away is very nice as well. To do that though is a little weird. You have to press down this button and lift up on it. So if I try to do that just holding it out in front of me, kind of odd. So I just press it up against me, lift up on it, and then you can see with the bolt handle down, there's a slot for that right here. And that's where this kind of package is really attractive to me. Folding stock, 18 inches, really not too long of a barrel for what this is. So capable rifle while being relatively compact. To unfold the stock, you still have to press that button and then it can unfold. And there's just plenty of toolless adjustment here, both with the comb height, length of pull, all that kind of stuff. As it turns out, pretty nice for a ride in the bag as well. Just nice flat spot here. So as paper thin as that is, actually very comfortable and very adjustable too. The Sawtooths come in this really cool moss green color, they call it, or OD green to you and me. And it's really attractive with all the black accents. I'm an OD green kind of guy. Love the way it looks. So we got to get immature and talk the aesthetics. Looks really cool. Talk about some dimensions, however. With the stock adjustment fully collapsed, it's 37.9 inches in length, but if you fold the stock, it's 29 inches in length. And as the rifle is, without an optic, it's 6.6 pounds with the 18-inch barrel and 7.2 pounds with the 24-inch barrel. Going slightly out of order, but since I just mentioned the barrel, I want to mention this brake here. Some radial brake, and a lot of times I showcase rifle suppressed. And I really was tempted to do that here as well. But a big point of this is this particular brake, and not everybody shoots suppressed. So I thought I'd showcase it out of the box. But it is threaded the standard 5/8 by 24 for the caliber. But the brake itself, I have to mention, does do an incredible job. Obviously makes the rifle have a bit of a pop. It's pretty loud. But as far as sitting on target, I could be at the max magnification of this, which is not crazy. It's 18 power. We'll get on the scope in just a little bit here. But at just about 6.5 pounds, I thought the rifle would jump just a little bit more, but it sits pretty rock steady, like as if it was a bench rest rifle. And it's all due to that brake right there. If you get technical with it, they say it reduces 45% of the recoil, but just, I don't know. The impressions from the bench, definitely very flat shooting. That doesn't mean I'm not tempted to throw a suppressor on there. I might later and kind of compare and contrast how that performs. Sig Sauer guarantees that it performs as a sub-MOA rifle, as many people claim now, and I don't know all the ins and outs of that claim. What I do know is that the rifle is shipped with a copy of the target, not the original target, so there's no holes in it. But it is a copy of it. It has your serial number and everything like that. It says who the shooter was. Does it say the date on it? It does. So this was December 30th, 2024. And it says the ammo they used, but it was 3 shots, even though I see 4 circles here. It says number of shots, 3, and group size was 0.28 MOA. That's certainly something to go off of, and so after seeing that, and I saw that the ammo used was SIG's own 140 grain OTMs, I got my hands on some 140 OTMs, and that's what we shot in this video. Now, I wish I got a little bit more analytical in trying to do group sizes, but I'm just going to be honest with you. That day of shooting, which was now 2 days ago, was just unfortunately not the day for it. I was prepared. I brought some targets, wanted to do some group sizes, got it zeroed in, and I went for a group size, and I was going to go for at least 5 rounds. And after 3, I just knew it was just not the day for it. As it turns out, I still shot 3-round group. I measured it. It's at just about or just under 1 inch. The reason it's just not the day for it, it's so windy that even the rifle itself was moving just a little bit, just being blasted on the side with the wind, and the target downrange was moving. I was shooting a moving target, and I just realized it was not the day to prove the rifle. Stopped after 3, happened to be under 1 inch. It could do better than that, I'm certain. MSRP is just under $2,600 at $2,599.99, and the actual retail price is just under $2,400 at $2,399. So we could call it $2,400. Now, that's not a little bit of money, and obviously we're gonna get all the comments down below of all the people who could build something similar for a lot less. But I'll be honest with you. In my humble opinion, you have to remember everything's relative, and I actually think this rifle is priced pretty darn fair. It strikes me as some kind of competitor to, let's say, like a Q Fix. I have nothing against the Q Fixes. I just don't have a whole lot of experience with them. But I just never understood why they command such a crazy price. So this is definitely a more attractive price point and a very, very similar thing in the sense that it's not a action that gets plopped down to a different stock or chassis. It is its own complete cohesive rifle. There is no parts bin thing. It's its own gun. And so when that happens, everything gets designed more cohesively. And so there you go. You get this out of the box package, and there's nothing custom about it. It is out of the box. And as it goes, out of the box rifles can be less expensive, I understand, but they could also be well over $6,000 as well. If we talk about some SRS options or MRADs, and by no means am I saying that those are not worth it. Those are obviously really worth it for their regard, but this does it in a different mission in that it could be bench rest used a little bit as I did in this video, but being that it is as lightweight as it is, it's totally after a different mission, and I won't necessarily call it the do-all rifle, but hey, in this video I showcase it bench rest shooting, but it certainly can be used for hunting as well, so pretty cool and wide range of applications. So I gotta say, pretty big fan of the rifle. And I hate that I even have to say this, but just for the sake of avoiding certain comments, there is zero paid placement involved in this video. I have certainly said the truth before, even if it was harsh and, you know, not the best news. And I think it's just for the best of everybody, manufacturer, myself, and the community. And I've done that before. I wish people just remembered that. In the case of this rifle, as it turns out, really not much to dislike from it. Let's talk about the optic real quickly before we do get shooting. This is a 6-hour Whiskey 6. Happens to be the 3-18 by 44. Works really well, and again, like the word I keep saying, it is a cohesive setup for this rifle. I will say, full disclosure, SIG did supply it, and it wouldn't necessarily be my first option just solely for my preferences. I just so happen to be a mill person versus MOA. Nothing wrong with that MOA, that's just what I learned on. And I'm a first focal plane guy. This is a second focal plane and an MOA scope. Can I use it? Absolutely. Ballistic calculator will read me something out in MOA as well. So no worries, max magnification, do the right corrections, and we're all good. Even though my preferences for specifications and stuff can be somewhere else, I could still say that this is a really good scope. All the clicks, everything, tactile, all fantastic. As far as more specifications, 30mm objective lens. And it's a good optic for this in the sense that it's pretty lightweight as well. I think 23.8 ounces. MSRP just under $900 at $899, but the retail is about $100 off that. So $799 for the retail street price of the optic. And for that, not too bad. Good quality, good clicks, nice zero stop, capped windage. Parallax works good. I don't think there's any illumination, so not a whole lot bad to say about the optic. I just have certain preferences, but this did the job, and we also have a SIG cantilever mount as well. Long term, I probably just end up putting some like shorter rings on there, drop the comb height a little bit, but you know, as it worked, it worked. So that wraps up the verbal part of this review. Now you guys probably just want to see it shoot, and we mess with nothing else other than just 1,000 yards, because why not? 18-inch 6.5 Creedmoor, I know it's capable. I was just really surprised how capable it was considering the winds. So I'll definitely take that level of success considering everything. So we'll go ahead and play it. Apologize in advance. I'm kind of shooting a little all over the place because I wasn't talking to the camera because it was so windy. So what I'll do is, because I was transitioning targets I was going for, I'll just highlight the target with like a green circle each time I transition so you guys know what target I'm going for. And that should do it. Pretty sure I just hit 2 in a row. We're just not gonna be able to hear it because of the wind. Let's go over to a 10-inch target, white one on the right here. Not too far off. That wind. Not bad. Not bad at all.
I think that's off.
Oh, that went left.
Yeah.
Did you pull it left?
I think I did, yeah.
Okay. No worries, we know now. Just bottom left of that. Do you feel pretty good about that one?
Yeah, I think that one felt
Okay,
pretty good.
in that case, we'll do this. Oh yeah, listen.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Good shot.
Thank you.
Well, guys, I know the shooting was relatively brief, but what the heck, I thought it proved its point pretty quickly. It was shooting pretty darn well considering everything. So maybe I'll showcase it again in calmer conditions if they get calm. It's the season changes usually make the wind swirl up like crazy in Lomita, Texas. But we'll try again, even though it did quite well. And maybe we'll showcase it suppressed, try some different ammo, go for some more groups. But, you know, as a first getting to know it, first impressions on the range, I thought I got to know it pretty well, everything considered. So that just about does it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys next time.